And we can see, right, why we have a mistrust for sustainability claims. And there are plenty of examples in pet food, and I wanted to kind of go through some of those. The first one being, drumroll please, everybody's going to be shocked. Human grade is always better. And to speak on that a little bit, you guys have heard Stephanie and I talk about it before, but we're not alone. Let's hear from Allison.
I think people assume that this means it's better for their pet, it's better for the environment potentially, it's better quality. And what it actually means, it's a regulated term that just means that every ingredient that is in that finished product has to be stored and handled and processed in compliance with how human food would be. Um, and so, yes, like that can mean different parts of the animal, but my wish for that claim is that pet owners understood that actually pet food, similarly to human food, also has to be safe and produced in sanitary conditions and truthfully labeled. And so, even if it's not human grade labeled, it's still regulated and likely a very safe product for your pet. And when it comes to sustainability, there is definitely an opportunity for the pet industry to complement the human food industry by feeding our pets the stuff that we don't like to eat.
So, yeah, human grade, it sounds really cool. It sounds like it's awesome, the best thing that we could give our pets, but it has nothing to do with sustainability. And in some ways, it's actually working against sustainability goals that we're trying to accomplish as an industry.
I was actually talking to someone about human grade, and they're like, yeah, but it's so much more healthier. It's so much more nutritious. And I was like, yeah, cupcake is human grade. Oh, never mind. And I was like, yeah, it's okay. So anyway, it's okay. Don't make that mistake again. No, just kidding.
Just don't let it happen again.
So anyway, segueing to byproducts. As Allison alluded to, the use of rendered ingredients is one of the most sustainable practices that the pet food industry has. And it's been doing it for a long, long time. Like, guys, it's fine. What you put in really matters, but you can have a quality product on the end. But clever marketing, marketing, has turned consumers against this. And it's actually turning consumers against sustainability. Because you have to think about it in this way. And I'll go on this tangent and I'll reel it back in. If we don't eat it and we don't use it, it's going to go in our landfills. Right? So if you haven't listened already and you still want to hear our lovely voices, check out our recent episode, Breaking the Byproduct Bias, because we're not holding any punches back. And we're going to talk about it all. So if you want to listen to that, find it in our show notes below. So jumping to that, let's talk about the next myth. You know us, we love debunking myths. We love talking about what everyone else doesn't want to talk about. Let's talk about the word natural. That automatically means it's better for the environment, right? Natural, better for our health, better for the environment. Right, Jordan?
How many times do we have to say it?
The second claim is natural. People think that this means that it is, again, environmentally friendly, it's less processed, it's healthier, it's premium, potentially. Those are the associations when we hear natural. It just has to have only ingredients derived from plants, animals, or mineral sources. It can go through processing, and it can't have any artificial substances. And so, like, that is the technical definition. So potentially that association with less processed is true, but it does not have anything to do with environmental impact at all. So that is just a false association that I would like to move away from.
Yeah, we've shared this example before, but arsenic. Arsenic is natural. It's also a deadly toxin. Most methane is natural. It's also one of the most prominent greenhouse gases contributing to climate change. Palm oil is a plant-based natural product. It's also one of the key culprits of deforestation worldwide, and it's resulted in habitat loss that negatively impacts the diversity of our ecosystem. So all of these things considered do not prove that natural automatically means better for the environment or better for your health. It's trying to mean that. It really, really wants to mean that. But it doesn't. It just doesn't.
So in case you're still listening and we haven't totally just assaulted your ears with facts, the next myth, let's talk about high protein equals higher quality. Oh, goodness. Don't get me on the soapbox. But you did.
Get
You
on
said,
it. Get on it.
You said, Steph, handle protein. And I'm going to just climb up on my soapbox. And protein is just one nutrient in the whole scheme of all these required nutrients that we need. And nutrition as a whole is not just about protein. It's not about protein or meat first. It's not about higher protein, higher quality, better. It's about balance, right? Like we need all balance in life. And protein is just one of them. But let's take that a step further. Protein balance and protein requirements are drastically different, not only from cats and dogs, because we know that dogs are not large cats and cats are not small dogs, but also within those species, we're talking various factors like life stage, activity level. I mean, what you're going to feed a kitten or a puppy is not the same thing that you're going to feed Annie, who's 14 years old, sleeping next to my feet right now. Homegirl is not burning through the protein. Like she isn't. And even taking that a step further, depending on their conditions that they may have as they get older, or maybe just genetically they have some different conditions, that can actually affect protein requirements. So high protein all the time isn't always the best thing, but it's also not really great for our environment. It's not great for our grocery budget. Protein is literally the most expensive nutrient when we break it all down. It's our most expensive nutrient. It's our pets. So let's think about like why it is so expensive. Not only is it this sexy nutrient because we have to have it, we need it all, but protein is often one of the most resource intensive components of our pet food. If you're thinking this, the cost that it takes and all the resources for like our livestock, that's mainly protein, but it's going into pet food, it's going into our food. So you have to think about like sustainability wise, resource wise, it's very expensive.
It's not about protein doesn't equal anything. Protein is just protein. It's a nutrient that we need, but we also need a bunch of other nutrients. So yeah, it's part of the puzzle, right? We can all agree protein's an essential macronutrient for us and for our animals, right? But we've kind of come to this point where we're not going to have as enough protein to feed all the people and pets that are going to inhabit the earth in the not too distant future, right? Protein supplies are plateauing, demand keeps rising. We're seeing high protein in everything. We need to find
even our
better
coffee.
Exactly, literally. Coffee, I see protein ice cream now. I'm like, please just let me have my
Protein
ice cream.
Pop-Tarts. Let me tell you, I'm not eating Pop-Tarts because I'm getting my protein in, okay?
I'm eating it as a little treat, okay? Like, let's be so for real.